Good day, everyone. It is nice over here for you and I because learning never ends and education is the key to an impactful life. My name is Anthony Nathaniel.
Good day, everyone. I welcome you back to Global Education Zone, the home of impactful learning. And today we are going to be talking about harvesting of solar energy by the studying the working of solar collectors. And last episode we talked about fluid at rest and fluid in motion. So this episode, let's continue from solar energy. We had a little glimpse into the nature of solar energy in the episode when we talk about electrical charges and electrical fields. But now we'll be delving more into that this time around, and we'll be dealing with how to produce and harvest solar energy. Now, what is solar energy itself? It is kind of like an energy that comes from the sun, which is a vast ball of hot glowing gases. And the temperature at the core of the sun is as high as 15 million degrees centigrade. But at the surface, the temperature is about 6,000 centigrade. Now, a huge amount of energy is produced in the sun by the process of nuclear fusion. Now, in this process, two hydrogen isotopes combine to form helium and neutron with the release of a huge amount of energy. The high temperature of at the core of the sun makes this fusion very possible. So, though it's not very possible on our Earth because high temperatures like that are not very achievable. Through this process, the sun releases an estimated energy of 4 times 10 to the power 20 um, joules. That's 4 times, kind of, let's say, 10 to the power 20 joules per second. Now, this energy is released principally in the form of heat and light. So, that is what constitutes the solar energy we use. And then, this is called a flat split collector. It is kind of an instrument that has been designed to harness and make use of solar energy. Then, these are the basic parts of it. This is a cutaway, and then you have the interior parts to be exploded and to be revealed. So, in this exploded section, we have the interconnection, the exclosure, the flow tubes, the absorber plates, the insulation, glazing, and outlet connection. So these are basically how they look. In most areas of the world, solar energy is collected by large concave mirrors and concentrated on water to produce steam that drives steam turbines, but also collected by solar panels on roofs for domestic heating purposes. So basically, this collector is basically designed to harness the heating effect of solar energy. So there are other collectors that are also designed to harness the electrical effect, which is photoelectricity, but we're not talking about that in this particular video. This is the diagram of an instrument that is designed to harness solar energy because even though the energy from the sun is massive, it is spread over a wide area. So we have to design um, instruments and facilities that can actually spread over a wide area and harness that energy. Now, basically, this is a flat plate collector of solar panel. So at the top, when the rays of the sun hit it, you have your glass or plastic cover plate. Then you have the enclosure, then the outlet, and then the inlet. So fluid goes in through the inlet, and it's when the sun's rays hits it, then the heated water flows out through the outlet. So it's just an arrangement that helps to heat water. Then these are the metal pipes. This is the enclosure, and then there's an insulation to prevent heat loss. So this is a very effective way of generating heat for especially for areas of the world where they are cold and climate and have winter. In the process of collecting heat and other forms of energy of the sun, it's often necessary to collect the energy together. So you make use of a concave reflector to concentrate the solar beam. So in this way, the intensity can be raised from 2 to 10,000 times, and this high intensity is focused on the black absorbing surface receiver, which is insulated to reduce thermal losses. And in this way, we can make use of the energy since it is concentrated, so that it can always be utilized in different ways. So this is how it looks. So you can see this is a parabolic mirror reflector. So the reason why it will make it a parabolic mirror reflector is because in general parabolas they have the tendency that and the unique property that any ray that hits the surface will always meet at that particular focus. So if the rays are parallel, they will always meet at focus. So and also if the ray is are removed from the parabola, when we have rays going out of the parabola which passes through the focus, they will always emerge parallel. So this is kind of like one of the theories of light which we'll be doing in a separate episode. So basically you have the sun's ray, they hit the mirror and they come to converge at the focus. So at that focus you have the point where the energy is concentrated. Then you have different parts. You have your black reflecting surface, the transparent. You have your tube for the working fluid. Now in summary, let's talk about the concept we've introduced in this video. And then we've talked about that the sun releases to the earth a huge amount of energy by the process of nuclear fusion, which is the combination of two hydrogen atoms to produce a helium atom and a neutron with the emission of a large amount of energy. And we also have the high temperature of the sun makes nuclear fusion possible. So nuclear fusion can only occur when there's a high temperature for it to happen. Then next we have solar collector are used to harvest solar energy. Then next we talk about the flat plate collector where the radiant solar energy is converted into thermal or heat energy at the flat plate and harvested through water running through pipes embedded or soldered along the flat metallic plate. This is designed to absorb the heat of solar energy. And next we have the rainwater from plate collector is used in running homes. Then the energy is also used in areas that lack electricity. So in this case, it can be used in electricity when you make use of the photoelectric effect and you take advantage of that to convert the solar energy into electricity. And this is the most widely common way of using solar energy and harvesting solar energy today. So, but I hope you've been able to learn something from this video about solar energy. We've talked about different ways of harnessing and using it and the nature of the instruments used to harness this energy.